It has been revealed by her attorney, Nigel Hughes, that the Deputy Chief Elections Officer of GECOM, Roxanne Myers, is in police lockups after allegedly failing to comply with investigators concerning the March 2, 2020 electoral impasse. Attorney Hughes informed this newscast that his client, Ms. Myers, had learned that she was wanted for questioning by the police in relation to the Electoral Saga of 2020, and so she turned herself in to CID Headquarters for questioning, accompanied by her attorney.
Very early this morning, we were alerted by the press to the fact that apparently the Ghana police force were looking for Ms. Myers. She contacted her lawyers. We contacted the police, and we agreed that we would bring her in at 11:30, which we did. When she arrived at 11:30, she was arrested and asked to go sit on the bench. After about 45 minutes, she was questioned in a videotaped interview.
Mr. Hughes posited that during the course of the interview into the election saga, Mrs. Myers sought to exercise her right to remain silent, and this prompted investigators to lay charges against the Deputy Chief Elections Officer.
She exercised her right to silence during the interview. The police then left, took instructions, came back and told her they were arresting her for obstructing the course of justice because she exercised her right to silence. She was then transported from CID Headquarters to BV Police Station, where she was locked in a cell.
The attorney further posited that Mrs. Myers was still in police custody at the Bedford Police Station up to the time of the airing of this newscast, but that he had visited her in the late afternoon hours and that the police advised him that they were awaiting advice from the Director of Public Prosecutions on how to proceed with the matter.
We pointed out to them that if the offence is obstructing the course of justice because she exercised her right to silence, then they should either admit her to bail so that she can go to court tomorrow, but there's no reason to continue to keep her in custody because all the evidence they have is her, according to them, is her refusal to answer their questions and by exercising her right to silence. We are still awaiting word from that.
Mrs. Myers is the latest person to have been held for questioning and further to be charged by the police in relation to the election 2020 saga, following arrests to Chief Elections Officer Keith Lowenfield, Region 4 Returning Officer Claremont Mingo, 3 of his assistants, as well as an information technology staff of the election body, Enrique Levan. Reporting for the HGP Nightly News, Wendell Badrie.